Good evening, and welcome to Communication Explanations. Today, we will ask ourselves the question, does the media influence us? To answer this question, we'll be going over a media effects and media behaviors theory in communications called Cultivation Theory. Cultivation Theory argues that television influences the way audiences think about the world they live in. It suggests that television is responsible for shaping or cultivating viewers' conceptions of social reality. Professor George Gerbner conducted research in the mid-1960s to study the effects of television on the viewer's idea of what the world is like. He examines television effects regarding issues such as the amount of violence in everyday life and one's perceived amount of violence in daily life as a result of television watching. Gerbner wondered whether television viewers came to believe the television version of reality the more they watch it. Cultivation theory stems from the first theory on media effects and behaviors called the hypodermic needle model, also known as the magic bullet model. The hypodermic needle model is based off the idea that television viewers are passive and will believe what they are told. The model views audiences as being spoon-fed information by the media and that television can change opinions. Cultivation theorists argue that television has long-term effects, which are small, gradual, indirect, but cumulative and significant. Cultivation theory focuses more on the idea that television reinforces ideas and opinions rather than changing them altogether, the way the magic bullet model suggests. A good way to remember the hypodermic needle model is to think of it as an actual needle, shooting material or injecting information into the minds of the viewer. Now let's break down cultivation theory. First, let's think about the word cultivate. On its own, means to produce, promote, develop. Think of television as a source that produces, promotes, and develops ideas, attitudes, and values. It cultivates ideas, attitudes, and values for the viewer. Cultivation theory examines the long-term effects of television and states that the more time people spend living in the television world, the more likely they are to believe that social reality is being portrayed on the television screen in front of them. One of the important terms in cultivation theory is mainstreaming. Mainstreaming is the idea that the media maintains and propagates attitudes and values that are already present in a culture. As we mentioned before, it's more about reinforcing beliefs that are already there as opposed to changing opinions altogether. Mainstreaming suggests that television cultivates middle-of-the-road political perspectives. Theorists categorize effects into two orders. The first order is general beliefs about the everyday world we live in, like commonness of violence. Second is the specific attitudes such as law to personal safety. Now, let's use television to talk about television. Keep a lookout for what cultivation effects are being presented in the clip we're about to watch.
The next story contains scenes of graphic violence that may not be appropriate for some viewers.
Whoa.
Another school shooting has taken place, this time in Idaho. As these kinds of shootings increase, one thing becomes clear. Your children are not safe at school. This was the second time a terrorist threat has been made on a theme park, leaving everyone to realize that children are not safe outside. And it seems there's a new danger to look out for: children who are taken by strangers. The bottom line, children are not safe in their own homes.
That's not the usual ticket taker guy. So I don't know him. You relax. You relax. What if he wants to kill me?
Please, I just need to know if this is South Park.
Get away from me.
Hey, this isn't funny, kid. You have to help me.
But it could be a trap. That's a pretty good trick.
Are you able to tell what cultivation effects are present in the clip we just watched? Would you consider the character a light viewer or a heavy viewer? Cultivation theory argues that individuals who watch more television are more likely to be influenced by what they are watching. There are two types of viewers according to Gerbner: light viewers and heavy viewers. Light viewers are said to watch less than 4 hours of television a day and have more source information than heavy viewers. Heavy viewers watch more than 4 hours of television a day, are more influenced by the way the world is framed on TV, especially if the viewer has little first-hand experience with the topic, and are likely to be unaware of any influence. Heavy viewers tend to be more fearful about the world around them. The character in the clip watched more and more TV, became more fearful about the world around him, and believed everything that he heard. He is most likely a heavy viewer. George Gerbner once said that cultivation theory can help you understand the possible effects of television. This understanding, he says, is essential for self-direction and self-government in the television age. The cultivation process is an attempt to understand and explain the dynamics of television. It is designed to focus on persuasive and recurrent patterns of representation. So just remember, the next time you sit in front of your television screen, think about the long-term effects. Remember that the more time spent living in the television world might affect what you believe about your social reality. And that concludes tonight's episode of Communication Explanations, Cultivation Theory. Have a great night!